Life goals zoom. In order to do this particular exercise, you'll need to think of a period of your life which is a number of years. Could be 20 years, it could be 5 years, it could be 3 years, but years really, rather than months. And you can choose that period of your life because it's, for example, a period of time when you were in a particular job, or perhaps you lived in a particular house or a particular part of the country, something like that. You're on a course. It's that kind of a period of time. When you've chosen that period of time, create a timeline in front of yourself. That is a timeline going from the beginning of that period of time to the end of that period of time. And the beginning might be when you just had the idea, and the end of the time might be when you move house or leave your job or whatever, but you're thinking about that whole period of time as a timeline. So have a look at the part of the timeline which is in the past. This should be to your left. Have a look at that part. And as you look at it, notice the people, the situations, the environment, the colours, the sounds and the feelings that you were having at that time. And as you notice that overall pattern in the past leading up to now, just choose to zoom in on any things that catch your attention. They might be people or events or particular sites, and just zoom right in on them and notice them. Zoom out again, and then something else might take your attention, something else from the past. So just notice that information. And then move into wherever the present is in relationship to this life project that you're considering. So maybe the present is in such a position that you've only just started the thing, so it's quite close to the beginning of it. Or it might be that you're in the middle, or it might be that you're almost at the end of the thing. So wherever the present is, have a look at that on the timeline and consider the people, the circumstances, the situation, the actions, the colours, the sounds and the feelings as you look at that which is the present. And then what captures your attention? Just zoom in on any of those things which just catch your attention. Zoom in, notice them, notice what's around, then zoom out again and maybe zoom in on another thing. That's your present. And when you've done that, look to the right to your future. So the future is the completion of the project. So if it was your own business, it might be the end of it. If it was a house, it might be when you moved house or you left a job. But that's whatever for you is the end of the particular project that you've been considering. So just look at it again in its position on your right, on the timeline, and see, does anything catch your attention? And as it does, zoom in and consider it from that position. The people, the circumstances, the things, the activities of that situation. And then zoom out again and look at the whole thing overall. Maybe something else captures your attention, you zoom in and then you zoom out again. So after all of those 3 lots of zooming, You should have gained some different information about your project. Because I think that what happens for me, is often I don't consider where my present is in relationship to the overall project. I'm aware of the future and I'm aware of the past, but I don't really know where I am in that scenario. And why I liked this exercise very much is because how you behave in the present is actually going to be quite different according to what stage you're at in the project that you're considering. That's why I liked it. It's also important to consider the project in as realistic and an honest way as you can. Don't just focus on the good things, but equally don't just focus on the bad things. What captures your attention is quite a good guide, as I said when we were going through. Now, this particular exercise is something that I learned from a person called Amanda Cullen. Amanda Cullen is an Enterprise Nation advisor. If you haven't heard of Enterprise Nation, it's a very good networking group in my view, and the advisors are good quality people. Amanda Cullen is one of these, and she suggested this as a useful way of zooming and goal setting for this year, by putting this year in the context of the past and the future. So thank you very much, Amanda, for the exercise. Good luck with it. I'd love to hear how it goes.